It was actually a really great feeling showing up here and flying down the tower flyby line that I used to fly on as a student here. Seeing the dry lake bed again, it's just an incredible, incredible national treasure. It's good to be back.
We are the Thunderbirds.
This is a rare opportunity to go inside the cockpit of Thunderbird 1 as Lieutenant Colonel Justin Elliott calls for the 4 Diamond pilots to perform simultaneous aileron rolls in close formation.
This is about as close to flight test as I've done in the Air Force, believe it or not. I use very much all the skill sets that Test Pilot School taught me here as the Thunderbirds lead. Stick and rudder skills, worrying about energy curves, energy diagrams constantly, picking turn radiuses 180 degrees out, having to go open loop versus closed loop. A lot of the skills that I picked up at Test Pilot School are applying very directly to what I'm doing here as Thunderbird 1.
TPS is really the bedrock of test for the United States Air Force. This is where all test pilots and flight test engineers for the Air Force get their first education into what is developmental test. How do you take an aircraft that has never flown before and do a safe, methodical approach to deliver that capability to the warfighter fastest? I
actually worked backwards a little bit. I grew up in Houston, Texas, where my influences, the people that I would see on TV or at NASA Space Center, were the astronauts. And so I looked at their career paths and was curious about how they got to where they were as astronauts, and found out most of them were Air Force test pilots or Navy test pilots. Ended up chasing that dream by doing ROTC at Yale University, where I swam, and then went straight into the Air Force from there. Flew F-15s for a while and just continued to chase that dream.
So Astro was my student in 2015. He was just, you know, he stood above the rest in terms of his personality and his charisma. He was certainly a great guy to work with. Just his willingness and, you know, and eagerness to get things done. I mean, it was just impressive to watch, and it was very fun to see. I think he's the right guy for that job, and I was really proud to just see his name, you know, attached to the Thunderbirds, especially as a commander. I'm sure he'll do phenomenal.
My favorite maneuver that we do with the team is the trail to diamond clover loop, which is where we're going to drop all 4 jets in front of you in a stack, and then climb through a loop, and then at halfway up the loop we're going to explode into diamonds, and then continue that loop, and when we come back on the other side we'll actually twist 90 degrees and fly out the other way just before hitting the ground. It's an extremely complicated maneuver, and the way Test Pilot School made that significantly better for us is that it taught me open loop flight controls. Which is where you're going to set a pull field and hold that pull field no matter what's happening with the G, through the turbulence, all that stuff. The wingmen are going to bounce with me as long as I don't move, but if I start putting in a closed loop input and going high gain on the G meter, then they're all going to accordion and crash into me. So it's very important to use those open loop concepts when you're flying the demo. Have fun. You will appreciate being a graduate from Test Pilot School more every day that Test Pilot School passes, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. From the time I was brand new graduate at Test Pilot School, I didn't really know what the future was going to hold for me. Now looking back at it 8 years later, it has been better every year. I absolutely enjoy it, and the sky is not even the limit for Test Pilot School grads. You can do it all, so have fun. Appreciate being back here and appreciate you guys coming to watch the team.